Wow, breaking news, breaking news. The Zone will not approve Canelo Alvarez versus Yildirim. And now look, this is very interesting news. According to Michael Benson, BoxingScene.com, the Zone has reportedly decided they will not approve Canelo Alvarez versus Yildirim, the fight that was ordered by the WBC for the vacant super middleweight title. It's claimed that the Zone would want a better match and would approve the Callum Smith versus Canelo Alvarez fight instead. So we got to see what happens at this point. So the Zone has no interest in approving Canelo Alvarez versus Yildirim at this point. They will only approve Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith. They want a more competitive fight. They don't want that. They feel like that fight's not going to do any good for their subscriber base. But right now, the Zone subscription base is garbage truck juice anyway. The Zone does not want to pay Canelo Alvarez, his entire purse right now. They want to offer him half, and they're still reached no agreement. Because you got to look at it like this. Canelo Alvarez is already taking 2 pay cuts. He's taking 1 pay cut on the live gate. Then he's taking a 2nd pay cut on the sponsorships. And now the Zone wants Canelo Alvarez to take yet a 3rd pay cut by getting half of his regular salary. So you got to understand that as well. So this is part of the news. The Zone will not approve Canelo Alvarez to face Yildirim for the WBC title. They will not approve it. At the end of the day, the Zone will only approve Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith. They believe that's a more attractive, appealing fight globally. They believe that that's a fight that would make more sense. This is according to BoxingScene.com, Michael Benson, and TalkSport as well. So this is very interesting. At this point, if I'm Canelo Alvarez, I would consider moving on to another network. I would consider moving on or moving my contract because right now the Zone is trying to think about it like this. If you're Canelo, you're already taking 2 pay cuts and they want you to take a 3rd. You're missing the live gate. You're missing what else are you missing? You're missing not just the live gate, but you're also missing sponsorships. The 3rd pay cut is the Zone wants you to take half of your purse. They want you to take 3 pay cuts. 3 pay cuts. So if I'm Canelo Alvarez, and these guys, the way they can make up the money with making Canelo happy is putting it on a one-off pay-per-view until COVID passes a little bit, so they can bring back a little bit of an audience. Give the guy a one-off pay-per-view. They don't even want to do it. So if you want to be smart about it, you want to be real about it, then take some of the money that is being wasted. Take the money from Triple G. You gave this man $100 million. That's money down the drain. Triple G's fighting tomato can after tomato can. Take the money that you overpaid for Demetrius Andrade. He's fighting tomato can after tomato can. Take the money that you paid to Devin Haney. He's trying to fight a washed Gamboa. Take that money if you want to take some money. You got to be real. And Frank Torres, he said, big Canelo Alvarez fan, but needs to fight Charlo or Bubo Andrade already. First of all, Canelo Alvarez is at 168 pounds. He's rumored to be in negotiations with Demetrius Andrade. But it's not Canelo that needs to fight them. It's them that needs to fight him. You got to be real about it. Jamal Charlo's already turned down a Canelo Alvarez fight. Demetrius Andrade has beaten no one ever of significance. When you got guys like Arthur Akavov, Luke Keeler, that's your resume? That's your resume? Like, stop mentioning these guys with Canelo Alvarez. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. These guys got to be educated. All of you guys, anybody that's listening to, to Boxing Ego, slap yourself. If you're listening to Akai TV, slap yourself. If you're listening to Dante's Bias Nation, slap yourself. These guys are garbage truck juice. So at the end of the day, Callum Smith wants to get overpaid, but then they want to take Canelo Alvarez and give him 3 pay cuts. You got to make it fair. Look, let's just look at it like this and be real about the situation. We want the best fighting the best, but the Zone is absolutely stupid and moronic for not approving the fight. Look, I get it. It's not going to be the most competitive fight. But at the end of the day, we already know Canelo's going to knock him out if they fought. But here's the thing. If Canelo got the belt from him, wouldn't it make sense to let Canelo get that belt and then Canelo and Callum Smith fight in the first quarter of 2021 or at the very end of 2020 and then try to unify belts instead of having another belt linger? You could take this belt from the PBC. You could take this belt from them because they don't like to participate. The Zone is making idiotic deals. They're making idiotic moves. Put Canelo Alvarez on pay-per-view. Make an exception. Do something smart. These guys are making big mistakes. Even Eddie Hearn. Even Eddie Hearn said, hey, to make a fight like Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury in this type of situation, you might have to put it on pay-per-view. Those are Eddie Hearn's words. This guy knows their business inside and out. At the end of the day, you can't expect Canelo Alvarez to take 3 pay cuts, and then you're trying to, on a 3rd pay cut, you're trying to get him to take half of his guaranteed purse. So the audience, the live gate, the sponsorships, and then half of his guaranteed purse, that's garbage truck juice. These dudes have lost it. They have lost it. They have lost it. We got to be real about it. We got to be real about it. These guys don't want the truth. They don't want to be told the truth. You get fanboys like Angelo Bradford. Angelo Bradford, you probably close the refrigerator door with your hips. You're garbage truck juice. You got to be honest and unbiased about it. You got to be honest and unbiased about it. These guys are garbage truck juice. The zone, they're addicted to garbage truck juice at this point. We got to be real about the situation. Canelo Alvarez is the biggest star in boxing. If they had him on Top Rank, he'd be on pay-per-view. If they had him on PBC, he'd be on pay-per-view. At the end of the day, you got to do what makes sense. You got to put boxing fans in seats. Why is the zone not even pulled off a big fight for Canelo Alvarez in Mexico? Why they got all of these guys on the zone side of the street, Callum Smith, and yet this guy rejected 2 offers, demanded $10 million. What are you going to do to make these fights happen? But you waste $100 million on Gennady Golovkin. Why would you waste $100 million on Gennady Golovkin, who's volunteering to fight a mandatory? When he could have been fighting Canelo, giving you what you want, you're wasting money. The zone is being garbage truck juice right now. And, I just got to be real about what I'm seeing from him. I got to be real about what I'm seeing. All these people duck Canelo, and everybody on here acting like it never happened. They're acting like it never happened. They act like Callum Smith didn't turn down an offer over $5+ million, $7 million to face Canelo Alvarez. Billy Joe Saunders called Canelo a cherry pick, but then he pulls out of the fight an opportunity to face Canelo. These guys is garbage truck juice. We got to be real. We got to be real. These dudes don't want it. I mean, if you paying Golovkin $100 million, that's telling me you don't know nothing about boxing. You don't know what you paying anybody, and you don't know what to do with the money. These guys is moron. Boxing is disappointing right now. When you can't even get the biggest star in boxing a fight, just one fight, any fight. The zone turned down the Anthony Durrell fight with Canelo Alvarez. They say, well, that's not going to attract any subscribers. But then they want to cut Canelo's purse. So what do you want to do? You either want to pay somebody, you want to put it on pay-per-view, or you're going to get somebody that's going to take less. What do you want to do? Do you want to pay Callum Smith $10 million? Is he worth $10 million? These guys are moronic. Mikey Garcia got over $5+ million. I think he got $7 million even. Now you paying Mikey this, but you can't get Canelo an opponent. You can't get him one opponent. You can't get, and then why would you leave a belt on the table you could take from the PBC, stupid? He could be unifying that with Callum Smith at the end of the year or beginning of next year. That could be 2 belts in-house for the zone right now that you could take one from the PBC. Why would you mess this up? This is all according to BoxingScene.com, TalkSport.com, Michael Benson. Look, the zone right now at this moment, look, they might change their mind. They might change their mind and say, we'll let Canelo Alvarez, fight this guy. They might change their mind. But right now, the zone is only willing to approve Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith. They were approving Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders, but they stopped, they let that go because Billy Joe Saunders ducked the smoke. So it looks like they only want Canelo Alvarez fighting matchroom guys at the moment. This is what doesn't make sense to me. You're going to leave a belt on the table? Are you this stupid, the zone? Why are you in boxing? Why are you in boxing? Why are you in boxing? Come on now, Hashman Boxing. What do you mean, who cares? This is for a world title. You wouldn't say who wants to see David Benavidez fight Yildirim? You wouldn't say that, would you? You wouldn't say that? See, that's what I'm saying. These guys don't like to keep that same energy. A lot of people keep coming to me with this garbage. Like, you seen David Benavidez was going to have to fight the guy. I didn't hear anybody complain or moan about it. The moment Canelo's name is mentioned, these dudes want to get on their knees and please somebody because they want to hate on Canelo. You dudes are garbage truck juice. You got to stop being fans of boxers and be fans of the sport. Be fans of what's real. You want to see guys get world titles. You want to see guys, unify belts. If you got a belt on the table, let him go snatch that belt up and unify with Callum Smith. That makes sense. That's the problem with these dudes. These dudes don't want to listen. They don't want to pay attention. They don't. These dudes are on their knees trying to please the PBC, trying to please Andrade, Charlos, dudes that are fighting nobody. You applaud that. You applaud that. You applaud that. But Hatchman, you're not listening. Who cares if he was already stopped? This is an opportunity for a belt. David Benavidez was going to fight him anyway. So why not let Canelo get this work? Why not let him get this smoke? Who cares if he's won or lost? Everybody else has ducked Canelo anyway. That's the problem with these dudes. These dudes don't understand boxing. They really don't understand boxing. Unleash the face of boxing in Canelo Alvarez and let this man be great. Let this man be great. Half of these channels out here are garbage truck juice. Anybody that want to challenge on facts, please challenge on facts, but we got too many dudes in their feelings not talking about what's real. We got to be honest about the situation. At the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez is the only dude out there who has a better resume than Canelo Alvarez besides Manny Pacquiao right now. Name one person that's active. You can't. Name anybody between 160 and 168 with a better resume than Canelo Alvarez. You can't. You simply can't. These dudes are garbage truck juice. When we give you the truth, you sit up here and complain and moan and get on your knees and go beg ego for rent money. You know, you close the refrigerator door, you slap yourself for being clowns. We got to be honest and unbiased. If you can't name another dude out here taking more chances and risks fighting the best like Canelo Alvarez, then shut up. Because Caleb Plant's not, Demetrius Andre's not, Jamal Charlo's not. They act like Canelo Alvarez is the only fighter out here for any of these guys to fight, yet none of these other guys are fighting each other. We got to be real. We got to be real. These guys are garbage truck juice. Salute to my brother Black and Brown. The one thing that we going to always do is keep that same energy each and every time.